Namaste folks, I'm Ankur, the Kurta Coder, and welcome to my channel. This channel will help you grow and level up. This video is part of the playlist Build AI Apps with React. Today we are going to set up our React app and create our first component. The agenda is divided into three parts. First, we look into the tools required to learn React and that will be used along the course. Next, we will demo our first React component. We will be using the framework Vite, which we'll look into it in a bit. Please note, Create React app has been deprecated, so we should use some build tools like Vite to create React apps. Finally, we'll discuss our take-home exercise, so please stay tuned till the very end. So let's look into the tools required. The requirement of the course is as follows. The first tool or application that is required is Node. Node is a program that allows us to run JavaScript outside of browser. We need to download and install Node required to run React apps from this website, nodejs.org. Once you have installed Node, you will be able to run React app easily. Next tool or application that is required to run any JavaScript library or application like React is NPM. NPM is Node Package Manager. It helps you import libraries and also run Node app. It's basically the repository of all the libraries. Here you can search any library you want. The third tool that we will be using is VS Code. It will be our IDE. VS Code can be downloaded from this website, code.visualstudio.com. Finally, we will be using Vite. Vite is a modern JS build tool which helps creating projects from various templates. In this course, we will use React template. And this is the command that will help us create our React projects. npm create Vite at latest. On that note, let's build our first React component. We'll be using Visual Studio Code to demo our projects. So I've already created a folder on my desktop. It's called React Tutorials. I've opened React Tutorials folder from my desktop. Here we'll be creating all our projects. I'll be using the built-in terminal of the Visual Studio Code. Here we can run any npm commands that we want. So to create a React project, we will be using Vite. So the command is npm create Vite at latest. So this will ask to name the project. So let me name this as my first project. So I will name this as welcome app. And it will ask what template or what framework do we want to choose. So I'll select React and we'll go with JavaScript. And there are three set of commands you'll see. So as we see, a folder has been created, which contains a bunch of things. We'll look into detail in a while. So let's follow this command. Let's cd or change directory to welcome app. Let me clear up the screen. So now we are in the welcome app and we will do npm install. npm install helps in installing all the libraries needed for Vite and React. Okay, once we have everything installed, we can now run the command npm run dev. Bingo. Now we see our application is running on localhost 5173. So let's go to our browser. Bingo. Here is our first React app. And this has been created from the Vite template. So let's look at the project structure in a bit. So welcome app is the name of the folder, a React app, and it has got three major folders. One is node modules, two public folder, and SRC. Node modules contains all the libraries that are installed from package.json. Package.json contains all the information that are required for building your React app. Next, public folder. Public folder is the folder where all your public assets or publicly served assets that you can view over the internet is present or being stored. And third and the most important folder is the source folder where all the source code resides, and we'll spend most of our time here. So let's quickly look on the first file, main.jsx. Main.jsx is the root or the main container of the app. And here you will see the app. So for this video, let's look at this app and let's recreate it. And if you look closely to app.jsx, this is the React component that is being rendered. So let's recreate this app component for our video. So what is a component? React component is a function and which returns a JSX. JSX is JavaScript XML. It is a template where you can embed HTML and JavaScript. We'll look into JSX in more detail in the next video. So here you can create your own JavaScript component and you have to export this component. And I'll just remove the default CSS just to make it easier. So now the main container will host our component welcome. So let's look into it. Boom, there you go. This is our first React component. But I would highly recommend creating a folder components and keeping all our components there. So let's do it. In practice, app is the container and where all our components reside. So let me recreate this project a bit more. So let's create our first component and let's call it as welcome component. And the extension of the React components can be .js or JSX since we are using JavaScript. If we are using TypeScript, it would have been TX or TSX. So let's recap our memory. So what is a component? It's a function. So let's create a function welcome. And please note the function name here is capitalized and it returns a HTML lookalike, that is JavaScript. So here you can return a JSX that contains any HTML tags. So for example, I will use h1 tag and I will just say welcome to my app. And let's export this component. So export default welcome. Now let's learn how to import. So in order to import any component, we'll just use the import keyword and we'll say welcome. And my IDE is intelligent enough to know where my component lies. So it has imported from here. So instead of the word welcome here, we will use welcome. And please note, to use a component, we use singular or singular or double tag. It's generally preferred that we can use singular tag for representing a component. So this way we import a component and let's see what happens to our app. So there you go. This is our first component. Next up, can we reuse this component? Yes, you can use this component multiple times and you will see that's getting replicated multiple times. So that's the reusability piece of the React component. On that note, congratulations, you have created your first React component. So what did we learn about component? Component is a function that returns JSX. JSX is nothing but JavaScript embedded with XML or HTML. Component name must be capitalized and follow Pascal case. This is the general industry standard. So if your component name is hello world, H should be capitalized and W should be capitalized. It should have an extension .jsx or .js. And we can import any component. To recap, what did we learn from this setup? We learned about framework Vite. We use the command npm create Vite at latest. At latest means we are using the latest version of the Vite. Create React app has been deprecated and we demoed our first component, welcome component. Let's move on to the deco. If you want, please pause the video here and read the instruction. So the instruction is pretty simple. We have a welcome to my app, which we created in this video. I want you all to try creating another component, a button component, and use it alongside the welcome component. Please note all the code is posted in the comment below. And if you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe and hit the bell icon for notifications for more content on React and web development. Also drop a comment below if you have any questions. I would love to help. Happy coding.